All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. Unfortunately, the first story that I've got for you guys today is not a positive story. Five-time Mr. Universe and Golden Era bodybuilding legend Bill Pearl has just passed away at the age of 91 years old. His wife, Judy, put up this post on their Facebook page, on Bill's Facebook page, where if you guys follow Bill, he posts a lot of like bodybuilding history and a lot of really interesting, informative stuff on there about the history of bodybuilding and strength sports. But the update today by his wife was unfortunately about his passing. So it says, "To all our faithful Facebook friends, as all of you know, Bill has overcome a lot of things that would have taken down a lesser man in this past year. Just as he was getting back in the gym after his accident, he developed a bacterial infection, Pseudomonas, which he apparently picked up in the hospital after intense antibiotic therapy. He overcame that. I believe it was the Parkinson's that finally defeated him. He passed peacefully at home at 4 a.m. this morning. All day yesterday, he was fretting about his Facebook page and had me post a couple of things he had prepared. He loved to share stories of other people's triumphs and accomplishments. He has written a lot while his page was down last year, which he asked me to continue to post. He so much appreciated your prayers and messages of encouragement after his accident." She's referring there to the lawnmower accident that he had. And she says, "He loved reading your compliments and arguments. It kept him occupied while he was unable to do much physically. Thank you all. I know we will all miss him." Signed, Judy Pearl. Now, this is a really sad one for me. As I said, Bill Pearl was a legendary Golden Era bodybuilder, but he was one of my personal favorite old school bodybuilders. I have his book signed by him, Keys to the Inner Universe. I highly recommend you guys pick up that book. If you guys have not read it or you guys do not have it, it's a really good book. As I said, he won those 5 universe titles. He also won the Mr. America, and in 1974, he was actually named a very interesting title of the world's best built man of the century, and a ton of Lifetime Achievement Awards, including Arnold Schwarzenegger's Lifetime Achievement Award. Very accomplished, very decorated bodybuilder, and if you guys have not heard of him, I recommend looking at some old posing videos of his, and again, reading those books. He's got many more besides Keys to the Inner Universe. But he was a very prolific author as well as a bodybuilder, so rest in peace to the bodybuilding legend, Bill Pearl. Now, next up in the news, Michal Krizo posting on his YouTube channel today a 4 weeks out posing video, 4 weeks out from that Olympia amateur in Italy, where he will be attempting to earn his pro card and then attempting to win a pro qualifier, which will be at that Prague Pro Show, to try to get to the Olympia stage in December. And he looks to me just absolutely monstrous here. I was actually thinking he was going to look a little bit tighter in this 4 weeks out update based on how he was looking at around 7 or 8 weeks out. So I would like to see him come in tighter at this Olympia Amateur. But again, I don't think it's going to be a very difficult show for him. I don't know of any other names that are doing the show, but Michal Krizo right now is pretty much the biggest amateur name aside from maybe Good Vito. So honestly, he would probably have to come in just disastrously off for him not to win this competition. Keep in mind, he was already a pro in the IFBB Elite Pro, so this amateur earning his pro card thing is more of just a formality than anything. And I'm sure people would have been upset if they just automatically handed him an IFBB pro card without making him turn pro first. So he does have to do it, and I'm glad he is doing it. But again, I don't think it's going to be very difficult for him. The difficult thing, I think, will be that Prague Pro, seeing whether or not he can stand with the pro guys from the IFBB Pro League and then beat those pro guys to get to the Olympia stage in December. That's going to be the challenge for him. And I believe from that Prague Pro, he's more like 8 weeks out. But personally, I would be shocked if he doesn't win the overall at this amateur Mr. Olympia and get the pro card there. Like I said, I think it would have to be either A, he's disastrously off for him to lose, or B, there's just some crazy heavy hitter that we don't know about in the amateur ranks that's doing that show. But I think that's unlikely that there's someone that good that we wouldn't know about at this point. And again, I do apologize if my voice sounds different in this update. Still positive for COVID, still not feeling the best. Still pretty under the weather, so my voice might sound a little bit different. And again, I do apologize for that. But when there's bodybuilding news, there's bodybuilding news. You got to make a video. And let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below about how Krizo is looking at 4 weeks out. How do you think he's going to do at this amateur show? Do you think he's going to turn pro? Do you think he's going to qualify for the Olympia at the Prague show? What are you guys thinking about Krizo's current physique? And if you have not already, check out his YouTube channel, which is simply Krizo on YouTube. Now, next up in the news, we're getting very, very close to the Arnold Classic UK, which is just under 2 weeks away now, closer to 1 week now. And one of the guys competing in that show that we haven't really talked as heavily about is Marc Hector. And these recent updates from Marc, I think this is the best he's ever looked. Granted, I think this is only his second professional show. Interestingly enough, it's kind of related to the Krizo story because Marc Hector earned his pro card at the Olympia Amateur, which is exactly what Krizo is trying to do. I believe the last time we saw him on stage was the 2020 British Grand Prix, where he was top 3, and I believe that was his pro debut. So we haven't seen him on stage for 2 years, and it looks like he has made a lot of improvement in that time. And the thing that I liked about Marc the last time we saw him compete was the aesthetics of his physique. Crazy small waist, very kind of similar looking to Brian Buchanan, one of the classic golden era bodybuilders. So I liked that about him back then, but it looks like he's added a very substantial amount of size since the last time we saw him compete, which I think is going to do him a lot of favors competing against guys like James Hollingshed, who's a bit of a mass monster himself. And right now, the 3 top guys that we know are doing that Arnold Classic UK are James Hollingshed, Marc Hector, and Martin Fitzwater. I previously thought it was going to be between Martin and James, but looking at Marc, he looks like a really, really serious threat here, and I think he's going to do very well. We don't know for sure. I think it's pretty safe to say that Andrew Jacked is not doing the show. He hasn't posted any updates. He said he's got some visa issues to where he might not compete. I don't know exactly what that means, but I've got a strong suspicion that the next time we see Andrew Jacked on stage isn't going to be until the Olympia. And I think if we go over to this latest physique update from James at around 11 days out, you can see, James is known for being kind of a grainy mass monster. But Marc doesn't look small when you look between these 2 updates. When you look at James's compared to Marc's, Marc looks pretty big, even compared to James. And because he's a guy that people haven't really been talking as much about, I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's going to be, I think he's definitely going to be a top 3 guy, but he could be in contention to win this Arnold Classic UK. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. Just a quick one because, like I said, my throat's still kind of killing me. So make sure you leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Give a big thumbs up. That helps out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet already. Check out the links in the description. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at Nick Strength Power, my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my 3rd YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.
Dancing in the good light, everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Dancing in the good light, everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the good light. Everybody's dancing